Hello everyone. Hello. How are we all this fine evening? What a great evening to talk about electric cars. How are we? Well, hi everyone. Nice to see you all on this beautiful Sunday night. And I'm glad you are joining us tonight in the live chat. So much to talk about, as usual, on a Sunday night. So yeah, let's get to some hellos. We've got some of our members on, I can see. Hi Scott, let's have a look. Scott McGregor, one of our members there. Nice to see you, Scott, as always. We've also got Alicia. Alicia, I think, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly, Alicia. Yeah, nice to see you too. Another member of ours, as well as Aaron. Hello Aaron, nice to see you there. Thanks for joining us. And yeah, let's get into some more hellos there. We've got, Serious Debating Sophie, George, our resident Tesla enthusiast from Moree, New South Wales. Excited to see this video. Hello there. Sarah's from Bribey Island. Hello there. Hello. And Chicken Pie. Howdy. Nice to see you too. Hi Tesh, nice to see you as well. And we've got the first comment off the bat from Scott. I hear Australia will only get limited numbers of the EV6 here next year, similar to the Ioniq 5. I hope the Model Y comes in far greater numbers though. Yes, I'm hoping the same as well. And Alicia says only 500 EV6s. So yes, I think there will be very limited numbers. And Scott says some of these will be dealer demonstrators. Yep. And George says none of these will be GT trims. Yes, I think so too. Indeed. And yes, Scott says, evening all, keep the comments coming and don't forget to like, subscribe and join Tom's Club. Yes, indeed. We'll talk about memberships in 1 second. Peter Cook's also one of our members, speaking of. Hey Peter, nice to see you. Where are you driving around today, Peter? Peter's our resident Model 3 Uber driver around Sydney and New South Wales. So yes, welcome. And Louise Morton. Hello there, Louise. Nice to see you. Peter McGuigan. Hi Tom, love the show. Thank you very much, Peter. Love you guys. Love the viewers. Yeah. Well, let's get into tonight's question here. So, welcome. Where are you watching from? Add that to the chat, please. If you're watching live, welcome. If you're watching on replay, hello as well. Thank you for doing so. And tonight's question is Kia EV6 or Tesla Model 3Y? We might run a poll later on. But that is tonight's question. Drop that in the live chat box. Tell me what you would prefer to own if money wasn't an issue. Which car would you rather have? So let's do that. And yes, don't forget, please support the channel, support TT, myself. You can purchase a super chat comment or message or a sticker. You can also think about purchasing channel membership, as some of our members have already. There's some new emojis, by the way, new members there. And existing members, have a look at those channel emojis. For you guys to use, and of course you can also PayPal at Tesla Tom if you want to support us anonymously that way. So thanks for keeping us independent. Thank you, really appreciate that. So of course we are talking Tesla. Well, we're always talking Tesla, but tonight we are talking the Kia EV6, which has been scheduled to arrive in Australia. So yes, we're going to talk about that tonight. But before we do so, I just want to run through the channel membership options here for you guys. So this is what I'm referring to with my memberships. So we've got 3 options at the moment with regards to channel memberships. We've got standard range, long range, and performance. And for each of these membership options, starting from $3.99, you get the use of loyalty badges next to your name. As you can see, some of our members have that. Exclusive emojis, you get to use those. You might see some of our members using that tonight as well. We've got 5 new emojis tonight, guys, so 8 all up to use. And shout outs doing live streams, of course, as I've done so. And priority replies during the live streams. Some of the comments just come thick and fast. People get excited about EVs, as I do as well. So if I see you as a member, I'll certainly reply to those as a priority. And of course, performance members get access to exclusive member-only polls to help improve the channel. So there we go. That is membership options for you guys thinking about doing so. Yeah, and look, we've got Peter is currently in Queen Bee, and one of our members, Peter, had a few ungrateful riders last night, decided to not press it on driving today. Fair enough, Peter. Outback EV to Hello Hunter from Alice Springs. Hello there, Outback EV. Nice to see you there. Jess Kemp, watching from the capital of the best coffee in the world. Well, what capital is that, Jez? Indeed. Peter says, a huntsman snuck into my car at the University of Western Sydney, I think. Oh no, Wollongong. Charger at Fairy Meadows kept sneaking out from behind the soundbar for the next 2 rides till a rider and I managed to coax it outside. Oh, lovely. Lovely that. Normally, I love seeing a huntsman around. They only show up in really healthy places to be, but one of my riders felt gut punched for the entire trip. Yeah, look, not everyone likes spiders, right? So fair enough, fair enough. Well, let's get straight into it. So tonight we are talking Kia EV6. So that is Kia's first ground-up electric car. And let's just start off with a Wheels magazine article. That sort of summarizes what's happening with the Kia EV6. So let's read through this together, guys and girls. So this is the Wheels magazine article. Let's just put that over here. Okay, so the Kia EV6, there it is right there. Let's have a look at the gallery. Wow. Don't you love press photos? It always looks so glossy and beautiful. What do you guys think of the shape? There's the interior of the car. It's got that 2-screen doobie, just like, I guess, the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Well, and it looks very similar too. See that center drive console there. Why does it look similar? Well, you'll find out in 1 second. It's actually built on the very same platform, or very similar platform to the Ioniq 5. And yeah, that's why it looks very similar. And we'll have some more photos of the interior as well. But I've got to say, it does look very similar to the Ioniq 5 from the drive console. And yeah, look, the interior does as well, I believe. And you can probably scoot through between front passenger and driver's side, like the Ioniq 5. And there it is charging away on an Ioniq charger. That's the network in Europe there. Let's see where the charge port is. So it's on the right back tail light flap. Interesting. It looks pretty big, doesn't it, that area? What do you guys think? Is that a convenient spot to put that charger flap? Yeah. We'll look into that a bit more later on. All right, let's look at the Wheels magazine report here. And feel free to jump in anytime in the live chat there and tell me what you guys think about the EV6 as I read on. Here we go. All right, so let's take a comment first. Scott says, if someone else is paying, I would take the top spec EV6 performance. If I'm paying, probably the entry-level Model Y, and hopefully for the 7-seat option. Awesome, thank you. Alicia likes the shape, good. And Scott loves the front and interior, not so much about the rear. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's have a look at this article. Australia will receive 500 examples of the 2022 Kia EV6 next year, but only 2 will be allocated to dealerships initially. Kia confirmed the 500 electric vehicles earmarked for Australia will be staggered throughout the year, but a source familiar with the matter has told Wheels the most Kia dealerships will only get 2 EV6 models to begin with, a demonstrator and a vehicle to sell. Wow, 2 vehicles, a demonstrator and 1 vehicle to sell. Wow, that's interesting. Of the 91 Kia dealerships across Australia, a handful have yet to be set up to both sell and service the EV6, the Korean car maker's first dedicated electric car. It's estimated the first batch will comprise 160 vehicles. Wow. There it is there. While Australia has 500 examples of the Kia EV6 earmarked in both base level and the GT line trims, a spokesperson for the company's local arm suggested the number had the potential to increase, telling Wheels it was of course in continuous dialogue with head office about this number. As with other models, Kia will sell the vehicle through its Australia-wide dealership network, a strategic difference between the EV6 and the Ioniq 5. While the 2 vehicles are underpinned by the same battery electric architecture, Hyundai Australia has opted to sell its allocation of 400 Ioniq 5s at a fixed price through its website. So, interesting. So that means that you could potentially haggle the price if it's being sold individually through the Australia-wide dealership network. Interesting. Local pricing and specification has yet to be announced, but it's expected Australian buyers will have a choice of a EV6 base model or an EV6 GT line, with both variants available with either a 58 kilowatt-hour battery or a larger 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery in either a rear or all-wheel drive. There are 4 power levels of between 125 kilowatt and 239 available. Okay, so that's interesting. So we're looking at the smaller battery and the big battery in both the EV6 base and the EV6 GT. So that's different to the Ioniq 5 at this stage. You can only get the larger battery. And yeah, 4 power levels between 125 and 239. Huge difference there, isn't there, between the rear-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive variant, 1 versus 2 motors. A high-performance Kia EV6 GT is expected to become available in late 2022, producing 430 kilowatts and 740 newton meters. Oh, okay, I apologize. So this EV6 GT is actually even more powerful. So we're looking back here at probably a EV6 base rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive, maybe? Or is that referring to both the GT and the EV6? No, because then it says 4 power levels between 125 and 239. So I wonder whether it's rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive for 58, and also the same rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive for 77.4. Okay, we're about to find out. Interest in the EV6 is unmatched, with the expressions of interest tally already expecting all previous Kia models before it, a Kia Australia spokesperson told Wheels. This level of interest in our first all-electric models is equally shared between existing and new Kia customers. EV6 will be tremendous for the Kia brand in Australia, and we're confident it will cement itself as a true halo model atop our product portfolio. Okay, so that's good to know. Lots of interest there, but unfortunately only 500 models at this stage, or 500 vehicles coming to Australia, with the first batch being only 160. So, yeah, I mean, what do you guys think about that? That's obviously not very many, but you know what? Australia's kind of got that reputation currently for not being very EV friendly, so yeah, hopefully the government can do something about that in the next few years. But yeah, 500 examples, basically one per dealership to sell, another as a demonstrator. Different sales model where you can potentially haggle, because each dealership will be selling the cars rather than through a centralized website. So that's very interesting indeed. What do you guys think about that so far? Let's take some comments. So Peter Cook says the Jaguar I-Paces are often at Goulburn Charge Fox. The charge port is awkward and the drivers park one space over so the cables reach. I have to park in the disabled space despite my expired permit. Okay, so I guess that's in reference to the charge port for the EV6. Are they in a similar location? Scott says apparently the port placement isn't great for dirt, snow, ice, schmutz build up on the EV6. Bjorn Island has tested it and this issue was noticeable. Okay, interesting. Let me just go back to that article there so you guys can see what we're talking about with the charge port. So let me just scroll back here. Where was it? It was here, wasn't it? In one of the biggies. So now we're talking charge port. There we go. So it's kind of in that back corner there of the car. So it's kind of like at an angle rather than either flush back or flush to the side. Interesting. Not so much of an issue here. I suppose so. I suppose we don't get so much of that stuff in our day-to-day drive. Dennis says, should check out Genesis GV60, which is built on the same platform as Ioniq 5 and EV6. It has crazy tech like face recognition to unlock doors, fingerprints readers to start the car, etc. Yeah, actually, Hyundai have promised me to look. They'll be letting me look at the Genesis GV6 when the time does come. So I'm looking forward to that. So to let you guys have a look for sure. Very excited. Let me just move this aside so whether I can get the mouse going here. No, I can't get the mouse going. All right, I was gonna hopefully show you the mouse. That's okay. Okay, let's have a look. Is that Kia logo on the bonnet new, Aaron says, or do I not pay attention to Kia enough to Kia? I don't mind it, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's been around for the last couple of years. The only time I actually take notice of Kia is during the Australian Open at the tennis, so I'm pretty sure that's been around for the last couple of years. Yeah. So Peter Cook says, not the government's job to pander to car companies. If we didn't fund Holden, Ford and Toyota, we're certainly not going to fund EV imports, Tesla managers without corrupt help. Okay, the others can too. Fair enough, Peter. Yeah, it'd be nice if these EV companies can stand on their own 2 feet, I suppose. All right, so let's show you guys the Kia website. Let's remove this, and here we go. So that's the Kia website here. We can go through some of the pickies. So there we go. So there is a video, I think. We can at least have a look at this together. Oh, turning it off. There you go. So we can have a look at that. It'll walk around, or zoom around, pan around. Oh, Alicia says the logo is new. Okay. I could be wrong. I'm sure I've seen it before. Unless this year's been really odd. I'm sure I've seen that like last year. Man, I must be out of touch. There's the interior. Like I said, it looks very similar to the Ioniq 5, obviously. Same platform. Fluoro green. Yeah. Interesting. So I know it's an SUV, but looks a bit more sportbacky, I suppose. Or I should say crossover. Interesting taillights. Nice styling there. Yeah, it's not bad. Look, I think it's, for that price range, I think it's going to do well. I'll just use this to scroll around. I don't mind the tail lights, the way they sort of fan out like that, and the blinker lights too. Very Audi-esque. What do you think of the front? Let's see if I got a shot of the front here. Front lights. Yeah, certainly different to the Ioniq 5, right? This is kind of more traditional looking, I suppose. Not so, I guess, boxy with the lights like the Ioniq 5. This looks more like a modern crossover. Hatchback or fastback, I think they call it, or sportback. Let's look from the side there. What do you think of these lines? That line, wish my mouse worked. Sorry. This line at the back. That sort of cuts through the back door and up through the D. Well, not quite the D panel, but yeah, it's okay. Meets the tail light at the back there. The wheels are okay. Yeah, it doesn't look. I mean, it doesn't look like a crossover, right? It looks a bit shorter than what you'd expect a crossover to be. I wonder how the door handles open. It could be like the Ioniq 5 where it sort of flips out. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's keep going down the page. Limits need to be pushed. All right, so let's look at the range here. So 510 kilometers. That's the WLTP. We'll go through range and compare that to the Ioniq 5 and the, Model Y very shortly. Yep, Scott's asking indicative price comparisons between the Model Y and EV6. I guess a number of variables need to be factored in for our market. Yeah, I don't think Kia have announced their pricing just yet, but I do have some indication comparing it to the UK price for the two cars, so we can at least have an idea what it's going to cost here in Australia. Okay. Wow, a bit of a discussion here in the chat about electric cars and government intervention. I like it. I love it. I love it, guys. Keep it going. It's good. Aaron Blair, I don't like that interior green on the GT. Yeah, I was just going to comment on that. That's fluoro green. All right, let's keep going. So ultra fast charging, less than 4.5 minutes for 100 kilometers. Yeah. Now, I was a bit skeptical with the Ioniq 5 that boasted that figure, but I'm going to release a charging video next week about the Ioniq 5's charging capabilities. And yeah, I've got to say it actually did charge 100 kilometers in 5 minutes. And the 800 volt architecture actually does make a huge difference. Yes, it does charge faster than the Model 3 for a similar battery pack. High performance, 3.5 seconds, 0 to 100. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I'll pay that. Very impressive. That's like Model 3 performance-esque. I assume that's the GT spec. Pretty fast. A new platform, a new era for Kia. First applied to the EV6, Kia's new electric global modular platform, the EGMP, which is the Ioniq 5, allows for a flat floor, which enables an enhanced interior layout. And I can see a few comments there that in the chat, Tesla has paved the way. Yes, you know what? Skateboard design, I'm not sure whether Tesla actually started it, but certainly they've made it more mainstream, this skateboard flat floor design. And all the other manufacturers are starting to hop on that design. Enables an enhanced interior layout. Despite the EV6's relatively compact exterior dimensions, its 2.9 meter wheelbase results in a cabin space similar to many mid to large SUVs. That means more interior room for you and your passengers to enjoy. Here we go. Got panoramic curved display. Oh, it's curved too. EV6's integrated dual curved displays are not only beautiful but offer a truly immersive experience. Their wide high definition design provides clear unobstructed visibility while providing intuitive menus and visuals. There you go. For your head-up display fans, augmented reality head-up display. The new AR head-up display introduces a virtual display on the windshield to guide you to your destination. Now, I didn't see this in the Ioniq 5, and I think it's not coming to Australia as far as I know. It is in overseas markets. It provides all the key information for hassle-free and safe trips. I'm not sure whether this will be coming to Australia either. The EV6 augmented reality HUD. Interesting. Sustainability built right up. The seats are made from recycled PETs, just like the Ioniq 5. High quality vegan leather. Ah, there you go. So this car has got vegan leather, or suede, whereas the Ioniq 5 has got real leather, with the overall interior consisting of recycled materials. Okay, interesting. Use of sustainable materials will differ by variant. Yeah. Let's take a few comments here. Let's see. Peter V's joined us. Peter V, one of our members. Hi, Peter. There was an Ioniq 5 at the Wallsend NRMA Charger over the weekend. Excellent. I wonder if that was the same press car I've got, Peter. Interesting. Yes, George says EGMP is like Hyundai. Very, very true. Yes, Scott says a lot of the Sydney reviewers take that drive for range testing. Yeah, that's right. Louise says, I like the chassis design. Yes, I'll just scroll up for you, Louise. You call it skateboard design. It is one of the reasons I bought the Model 3 in 2019. It's simple, and when you open the bonnet, there is no engine like in the ice. Yep, very true. Although the Ioniq 5's frunk probably has something, probably could do with a bit more room. It's a bit small. They could probably do what the Teslas do and give more room in the frunk there. Yep. Yeah. Peter says apparently it was private owned Tom taking it for a road trip. Yep. Yeah. Yes, George says Hyundai doesn't have head-up display. Only Korea does with the camera mirrors. Yes, that's right. All right, so let's keep going with this. See if there's any more information we can gather from this. Ultra-fast charging here. Here's the 800-volt high-speed multi-charging system of the EV6. Enables you to find that extra time for things that really matter to you. A quick charge for less than 4.5 minutes would give you 100 kilometers of driving range. It takes less than 18 minutes to charge from 10 to 80. And I've got to say, it actually did. I was very impressed. I was at the ChargeFox charger in Zetland on the weekend with the Ioniq 5 last weekend. And yeah, it's actually true. It gets from, I think it was 15% maybe, but still, I got it in 17 minutes. So I was actually quite impressed. Kept the high rate of charge all the way through. Over 510 kilometers driving range. EV6's 77.4 kilowatt hour battery can enable over 510 kilometers of driving when fully charged. This means less frequent charges and again, more time to discover your passions. I love those words. Someone's been staying up all night reading and writing these. Range is based on WLTP and is pending homologation. Ooh, homologation. Someone tell me what that is. Final AER and energy consumption figures will be communicated later. Okay. Power your life. Okay. We've got V2L. The EV6 is equipped with vehicle to load function. Have you guys seen my V2L video with the Ioniq 5? Looks like Kia's got the same thing. That works as a convenient, portable electricity supply for your daily life or leisure activities. It can serve as an emergency power source for your home. In fact, EV6 supplies up to 3.6 kilowatts of electricity, and it can also work as a portable generator when enjoying the outdoor activities. Yeah, so 3.6. Okay, I think I can only get 2.2 for Ioniq. So let's see. Just a nice graphic here. There we go. Powering your home, I suppose. Power your TV. Power your sound. I suppose it acts as a little power wall, I suppose. There you go. Let's see the Kia logo. The Australian Tennis Open. Ah. Outdoor cinema. All right. Okay. Interesting. Really? Bring a big TV like that to go camping? Interesting. I suppose the possibilities are endless. So let's see what comments we can take. So Peter Cook says less frequent charges, but charging takes longer. My 2010 SR Plus takes an hour at 50 kilowatt charges. I'm not sure I'd be keen on doubling that. Okay. Louise says, thank you, Louise. Homologation is the building of the car according to the standards. Thank you. I learned something today. Thank you for that, Louise. Hyundai, Kia builds are miles away from what they used to be. They've come a long way. I think this is a response to someone who said they've got an issue paying for... Here we go. Dennis says, as much as I like EV6 and Ioniq 5, I would struggle to pay 70 grand for a Kia Hyundai. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, still remembering Hyundai Excel. That's the exact car I think of when I think of Hyundai. I just can't get that car out of my head back in the 90s, right? It's like, ooh. Right, this is the same car company building these cars now. 13,990, no more to pay. Yeah, that's right. Look, I agree. I think they've come a long way. I mean, we've got that bias and prejudice in our heads, but if you can make a decent car that can be maintained well by a good service network, then you know what? That's the price these days for an EV with 70 odd kilowatt hours of battery, right? Yeah, the world is changing for sure. Alicia, they must be glamping. They must be glamping. Look at that. That is some camping, right? I know the tent's there, but look at that TV. Far out. Seriously? Yeah. Peter says, when I talk Cybertruck with riders, I sometimes joke that the onboard power can be used to run the wife's hairdryer while on camping trip. Yeah. You can probably run an electric stove too, or electric cook top, like I did with the Ioniq 5. That's funny. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying before, I've got. Aaron says I have a strong prejudice against Kia Hyundai from a quality perspective. Having said that, the Ioniq was pretty good overall. I was actually very impressed with the build quality. Hope you guys can one day see that. Okay, so we've got some more info here. So, right. Ooh, look at that. Zooming it out. Nice graphics there. Whee. That's fun. Yeah, tell me what you guys think about the shape. Like I said, it's a bit more of a sport back than a traditional boxy SUV crossover kind of look. There you go. Oh, colors. Okay. Oh, it's loading. It's loading. Okay. Sorry, scroll back up. Okay, so still scrolling. Okay. So colors. Let's see, we've got silver, white, more shades of silver grey. Yes, George says the Ioniq 5 was based off the Hyundai Pony. Yep. Classic car from the 70s. Thank you. Very retro. Yeah, Paul says Teslas really should have V2L. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I mean, I wouldn't mind these cars having V2 home, like plugging it into the home, like basically acts as a battery, big battery for the house. Peter says, I think they've come a long way from the XL. Yeah, exactly. I think so too. And Paul says, now very good quality vehicles. Yeah, I really agree. They've really, really come a long way. Ooh, this dark color is quite nice. Don't mind that. Blue. Let's see what blue looks like. Ooh, bit bright. Maybe that blue. Maybe this darker one's nicer. Yeah, that one's okay. What does the red look like? Yeah, that's okay. Oh, what's this one? Green. It's okay. Yellow. Not sure about yellow. Wow, that's bright. Wow. Yellow. Let's look at the wheels. Okay, so you got that one and this one. Yeah, what do you guys think? That looks more like a Ninja Star, right? Yeah, maybe this one, the Ninja Star one. Prefer that one. That looks like a cap, don't you think? Or is it other alloys? Probably alloys. Lights. Alright, Peter Cook, V2 home would end free daytime AC charging. Why not park at work, shops, home, wherever? Soak up that free power, go home, run everything off V2 home the rest of the time. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to do that, I suppose you could. Shops, maybe, again, like if you really want to like soak up all the energy, if you've really got the time, I mean, go for it, right? I certainly don't have time to sit 8 hours in a car park charger and then go home and use that power. That's, I think a better use of my time, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. That's interesting, right? Market forces would probably apply eventually. All right, Dennis says maybe run a poll between Ioniq 5 and EV6. Yeah, I like that. Let's do that right now, actually. All right. Which car would you want to buy? Would you have in to drive? Which car do you want to drive? Would you prefer to own? Get the wording right. To own. Okay, we've got Tesla Model Y. It's good market research for our Hyundai and Kia friends. Hyundai, Ioniq 5, Kia, EV6. All right. Poll away. Boom. Yeah, good question from Scott. I wonder how the V2 home impacts battery life degradation. Could be wrong. Didn't Elon Musk talk about this many years ago? About that? It degrades the life of the battery life of the car. Yeah, I suppose it cycles it more. I probably need this only for 3 months of the year, by the way. I've already got a Powerwall, but it'd be nice to have that extra in the car, I guess, if I can somehow charge that battery somewhere, as Peter's already alluded to, like if I solar somewhere. Anyway, I think it's just nice to have, right, an extra bit of battery for blackouts. I wouldn't use it all the time, I guess. Wouldn't have to. Let's have a look at the trims. Yeah, and also, as I said before, guys, I'm going to probably have this car sometime soon. I've got to contact a Kia, so hopefully when it arrives in the country, I'll try and get my hands on one to do another week with the car. There's the battery. So that battery spec. So 58 kilowatt hour battery, 173 kilowatts. 77.4 kilowatt hours, 168 kilowatts. Okay. There you go. And then the 77.4 kilowatt hours, 239 kilowatts. Yeah. Not sure about this graphic. Maybe it's just saying, yeah, it's the extra motor at the front there. Okay. Right. I've already signed up. There's the gallery. More pickies. Ooh, it's got a green slash across the interior as well. The Ioniq's more like a purpley color. Yeah, Kia is a green. I can see that all those climate dials are below the vents, just like the Ioniq 5. They are very similar cars, aren't they? And again, that front row's got the bit where you can scooch across passenger to driver's side, as I demonstrated in my review. Interesting. Yeah, okay, look, it's honestly probably going to be very similar quality to Ioniq 5, which was very good, by the way. And the drive quality was good, so yeah, hats off. And I think it'll be a good competition for the Model Y, for sure. It's good. Peter V had a couple of solar guys tell me that EVs will become home batteries where you allocate a percentage of your battery to power your home. And by the way, the Ioniq 5 allows you to do that, to set a percentage reserve for the car. That way you don't accidentally or purposely run down your car. I think that's good. Let's have a look at the poll. We've got 22 votes. Hey, not all Tesla. So we've got 68% of people saying they would drive a Model Y. 14% saying Ioniq 5. No, okay, so sorry, 71% Model Y, 12% Ioniq 5, 17% EV6. Okay, there you go. There's a fair whack of you guys wanting a Hyundai or Kia over a Tesla. All glory. That's good. Good stuff. So the next thing I want to show you is my Google Slides. Because I've got some comparisons here I can make with Tesla and Hyundai Ioniq 5. So let's put this up. There we go. Okay, let's share the screen. So let's see if this works first. Yeah, I'll put it this way. That way we can all see it. Okay, so this is my typical spreadsheet. I'm sure those of you who tune in soon, then regularly, then you'll see my style of spreadsheet. So I've got a lot of this data from EVDB, which is a great resource, by the way, because to compare different electric vehicles. EV database, EVDB. Oh, my mouse is working. Yay, that's good. All right, so let's have a look. We've got 4 cars here I've lined up: the Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model Y, Hyundai Ioniq 5 long-range all-wheel drive, and then the Kia EV6 long-range all-wheel drive base rather than GT. And I've made them all similar, like long-range. That way we're comparing apples with apples, and that way we get a good feel of how much range, etc. for like. So the Tesla Model 3 in Australia is currently $73,400 for the long-range version. The Model Y, haven't got that here in Australia yet, but just based on overseas models and overseas markets. I've looked at the UK market and Hong Kong markets, other right-hand drive markets in previous videos, and we're looking probably around that 10 to 15% markup from a Tesla Model 3. So we're going to price this around $80,000 if we're generous. The Hyundai Ioniq 5 currently is selling for $75,900 in Australia as the MSRP. We don't have a price yet for the EV6, but if you look at the UK pricing, in the UK the Ioniq 5 is £45,145, whereas the EV6 is £47,445. So we're probably looking at around maybe the $77,000 mark for the EV6 long-range all-wheel drive. Which, if you think about it, even though it seems more expensive, you actually get more battery. You get 77.4 kilowatt hours for the EV6 versus 72.6 for the Ioniq 5. I think this is old data. I think Vita Prime has already said that we'll probably get a bigger battery pack for the long range. So I think this might be old data. But the long range Model 3, again, this is old data from EVDB. I think it's now 82 kilowatt hours. But nevertheless, we can extrapolate a little bit from this. So the range probably looking more like 500 plus with the new 82 kilowatt hours. But even so, regardless, it's got more range, the Model 3, than both the Ioniq 5 and the EV6, 490 and 410 versus 375 and 410. Let's have a look at efficiency. So again, the smaller the number, the better. Model 3 is 155, Model Y is 171, Ioniq 5 is 194, EV6 is a bit better at 189. There you go. Acceleration-wise, 4.4 seconds for the long range, 5 seconds for the long range Model Y, and 5.2 seconds for the long range Ioniq 5. And Kia EV6 is looking at 5.2 seconds for 0 to 100. So very similar to Ioniq 5 as you'd expect, given the same battery platform and the just the same platform in general. So top speed, the Teslas went out again, 233, 217 for 3 and Y respectively, and the Ioniq 5 is 185 kilometers an hour top speed. The power, we're looking at 340 for Model 3, but I think the GT was it was going to be around 400, right? So it's going to be a lot of power in that GT line for the EV6, Model Y 324, Ioniq 5 225, and Kia EV6 239 approximately. So there we go. AC charging is 11 kilowatts all across the board. And DC charging, Tesla Model 3 is 230. I haven't seen that yet because it doesn't reach that speed on the 350 kilowatt chargers. And I've not used a version 3 supercharger yet in Australia. And the Model Y looking at 210 kilowatts. And both the Ioniq 5 and the EV6 is around 232, 233 kilowatts. Let's have a look at the shape of the car. So lengthwise, let's see. So Model 3 is actually still going to be longer than the Ioniq 5, and I saw that when I had the two cars side by side, when I had press car and loan, and it's still going to be longer than the EV6. So honestly, Model 3 is deceptively long. It's got a very long nose, and it's actually longer than a lot of crossovers I've seen on the street. Whereas Model Y will be longer than 3. The width of the car, so let's see. So Ioniq 5 and EV6 is wider than the Model 3, but won't be as wide as the Model Y. Height-wise, yeah. So look, the EV6 is actually a lot shorter than the Ioniq 5 and the Model Y, and that certainly appears so in all the images that I've seen from the website. It's it's certainly got that fastback hatchback, well not hatchback, fastback, sportback kind of look, rather than a traditional SUV crossover look. And yeah, of course, it's going to be taller than Model 3, but not by much. Weight-wise, is actually the heaviest of all the cars here at the moment, 105 kilograms. Interesting. And I guess, yeah, because of that sportback shape, 480 liters. Yeah, again, there was some comment on my videos about what they use to measure the boot space, because if you look at the boot space for Model 3, 542 is actually more than Ioniq 5 and Kia EV6. Someone was saying that the Ioniq 5 measurement comes from the parcel shelf and below, or the blind that you pull. So yeah, that's probably why it seems like a smaller boot space when compared to Model 3, and I assume EV6 is going to do the same as well, the boot space. But I suppose arguably the crossovers have a more usable space because you've got that extra bit above the fold, so to speak, in a hatch or hatchback lift gate. Whereas Model 3, it's more of a sedan kind of close, so you got to kind of reach into the boot of the car. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's my comparison with the spreadsheet. That's EV6 versus Ioniq 5. Look, I guess same platform, but they'll be very different in terms of their shape. This will be certainly a more sleek, fastback look, whereas Ioniq 5 is more of a traditional crossover kind of look compared to EV6. Yeah, let's take some comments here. So there's some comments so far about still going about V2 Home. That's good. Let's see. Louise said, I have been suggesting this for a while. I would like the car to power the house. I believe the Nissan Leaf does this. I lobbied this with Tesla back in 2019, and Elon said it would be a software update. Oh, Louise, well done. Nice one. Okay, well, you know what? It probably just is a software update, right? Someone did suggest I use that Ioniq adapter with a Tesla. I didn't actually try that. I didn't want to risk it. It's not my car. Not my adapter, but I like to maybe if someone can find a YouTube video, someone's tried that overseas. Don't know. It probably is software locked anyway at this stage. Scott's saying, Sophie, George, yep. So it does power the home, George was saying, but it needs a specialized house inverter, which comes at a cost around $10,000. Wow. Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, Dennis has got a good point. Looking at the spreadsheet, if Model Y indeed comes at 80,000, just put the spreadsheet back on, then it would be hard to justify getting the Kia or Hyundai. I think that's kind of my issue still at the moment, because if my prediction is correct and the Model Y will come in at 80, then yeah, you're looking at a car that for a bit more money, possibly better value, depends on your point of view, than the Hyundai or Kia. So yeah, good point. For sure. So Peter Cook, I was out of town last Friday, Saturday. My at-home standby usage was 1.39 kilowatt hours, and 1.32 kilowatt hours would have been lower if I switched stuff off before leaving. Yeah, that's pretty good, Peter. My standby is probably a little bit more than that if I'm on holidays. To look into why it's so high. No, that's not that high really. I should look at my old bills, but when I'm away, it's very low as well. But not that low, not 1.39 low. That's pretty impressive. Scott says the Model Y is going to be hard to beat. Dennis, look at that cargo space. Yeah, for sure. That's very impressive. Fang It Joe, can you bring... So you can bring a big screen TV camping, please. I know, right? I know. Maybe if I had more boot space, possibly. So George is saying the new trial, a precursor to the customer launch of the Leaf V2G technology in Australia this year, will see 51 Nissan Leaf EVs deployed across the ACT. Yes, I think I remember reading that too, George. Good point. Peter Cook, my new 65-inch TV needed to leave its box to fit past the subwoofer bay in my SR Plus. JB guy was really nervous. Yep. Is that because you put a subwoofer in, right, Peter? Is that because it's just the factory fitted one? Yeah, that would makes me so nervous. Yeah, for sure. I don't think I've put a big TV in the 3 yet. I think I took my S for that, for our big TV, which is like, I think it's 75-inch TV fit in my S. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Char Demo port, like, Char Demo is kind of the sort of the, I don't want to say poorer cousin, but lesser known cousin, right? Most cars are kind of going to Type 2 CCS at the moment. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, not me. The Nissan Ariya will be CCS2, so not so sure what that means for V2 Home for Nissan in the future here. Yeah, I think CCS2 is kind of where we're all heading at the moment. Yep. Yeah, Peter Cook, the subwoofer is there regardless. I put the subwoofer in, but that didn't change the dimensions. Okay. There you go. Are there any other questions you want to ask, guys and girls, in the last 10 minutes? I might have a look at the poll here. So 45 votes in. It's pretty good. Pretty much everyone who's watching now has voted. Which car would you prefer to own? 67. So 2/3 of you still want a Tesla Model Y. 20%, 1/5 of you are saying Ioniq 5, and 13% saying Kia EV6. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if this boot space is a bit of a deal breaker for a lot of people, expecting like a SUV size. Yeah. Wish Tesla had that range of colors. Yeah. I've got to say, let's just go back to the Kia website here. That's a huge range of colors, right? Let's see. Let's put that back up for you. So yeah, there's certainly a lot of colors that Kia are offering. Same with the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Would be nice if Tesla had colors like this. Which color are you guys after? I personally like some of these silvers. That might be too dark. Maybe that one. That's no, that's just white. Maybe that one. This one. This is quite nice. This sleek. Or this blue one. Blue one's okay as well. Yeah, I don't mind that one. But yeah, maybe that one. Be nice if the silver came back for the Teslas. I gotta say. Why is the battery size 70 in the Model Y? Yeah, Louise, I was just saying that that's outdated data from EVDB. I think because EVDB is UK based, so they haven't got their cars yet, but I'm sure when they get their cars, they'll update it. I believe it's now 82 kilowatt hours. Well, Vita Prime said that anyway, so I don't know. And even the Model 3 is out of date too. They're now both 82, I believe. So I apologize for that. I'll have to change that data next time I compare it. Hongben, when is the live camera feature coming on our phones? So you're talking about the Sentry mode for Tesla Model 3. So I think we've got to wait for 2020.40.5. And then we'll get the live Sentry mode. That'd be very useful, actually. Wouldn't mind that. We won't have the pedestrian speaker voice activation or voice, like voice modulator thing for the Teslas. I think because we don't have the speakers in our Australian cars. I think overseas models you can actually speak to potential nefarious activity via the car via your app, which is pretty funny. Dennis, which one would you prefer to own, Tom? Is the answer too obvious? Well, I mean, I'd probably want the Model Y, just saying, but, between the Kia and the Ioniq, I'd probably stick with the Ioniq at this stage, if I had a choice, because it's got a bigger boot. Yeah, I quite like the boot space in the Ioniq, I gotta say. It's smaller than I expected, but still, it's got the extra usable space up top, higher than the parcel shelf. So yeah, there you go. Peter Cook, my riders feel magic in a Tesla. Some Hyundai or Kia won't excite anyone. Pay Tesla money or more, get something less desirable. Yeah, okay. Yep, thank you for that, Peter. Aaron Blair, looking at a stealth wrap on my MSM Paul. Still waiting for my car though. Okay. Yeah, good point by Peter. Maybe if the other companies made a far cheaper product or an equally compelling product and ceased selling ICE here regardless of the lack of subsidies, they'd be desirable. I guess that's one thing I made a comment on in my Ioniq video. Well, it's Tesla is like all in EVs, right? See, these legacy car companies are still hedging their bets a bit. I mean, this is certainly a big improvement, this Kia, over their previous offerings. But I'm just worried that maintenance-wise and service, I wouldn't mind a bit more feedback from some of the Ioniq owners now in Australia. Just let us know if you're watching what the maintenance is like, and if you've had to go in yet. I know it's still early days, but if you're watching this later on down the track, leave a comment and tell us whether the Ioniqs, whether servicing is good, whether you can get parts, whether it's easy enough to book a service, that kind of thing. That'd be good. Tesla Electron got a neighbor who has ordered the Kia. They're expecting it next year. There you go. They're Kia fans. That's cool. Very good for them. Yeah, it needs to be much cheaper. Many people can't afford these. Yeah, that's one thing, isn't it? For a $75,000 to $80,000 car, yeah, that's a lot of money still. Well, maybe if you don't like Tesla, you've got choice. Look, choice is better than no choice, right? I know it's expensive, but I personally wouldn't mind a runaround car, like something that's got a smaller battery pack that I can maybe 200k range, small hot hatch. I can run around town with, just go to work and back. That's all I need to do. And then obviously a bigger car for road trips and for taking the family around on the weekends and stuff. That's kind of what would be my ideal, I reckon. I don't know about you guys. What's a service? Well, yeah, I mean, I don't mean a scheduled service, but, even with a Tesla, if you've got issues, you still need to book some sort of appointment, right? Yeah. Greg's also one of our members. Greg's saying, did a trip to Melbourne today. Tesla need to step up the city superchargers. 9:30 a.m. Richmond full. Camberwell 1/6 full. Free. Saw about 12 Model 3s getting super popular. Followed an E-Pace home. Yeah. Same in Sydney, actually. I was at the Macquarie Supercharger on Friday. All 10 spots were taken. I think Tesla need to expand for sure. Scott McGregor, good point. Tom, EVs with legacy servicing schedules and costs, unfortunately, yes. What about an MG, Tom? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I probably would want a smaller. I still even smaller than that, Scott. So yeah, for sure. I haven't seen any. Let's see if I can scroll up haven't seen any of my new emojis so far. Somebody use one. Make me feel better about it. There you go. Maybe I can ask when is the Model Y coming out? You can put up the 2-week sign. Someone do that for me. Make me feel better. You can see them, right? Let's see. Yeah, they're all there. They're all there. Too funny. There it is. There it is. Thank you, Greg. I saw that. 2 weeks. That's awesome. I'm not sure if you can read that. 2 weeks. Yes. Thank you. That's good. Thank you, Peter. Yeah, I can see them all now. That's good. Yeah, so that's membership icons and emojis, by the way. And we had some of our performance members have an input. Or channel members in general, I think. Channel members just have an input as to which emojis I should put up next. So there you go. Thank you. That's good. You guys are awesome. That's very funny. Yeah. Let's Let's keep having a look at the poll. So 60 votes. Excellent. 60 votes. 72% of people saying Model Y. Okay. 15% saying Ioniq 5. 13% saying Kia EV6. Tesla's still winning. Tesla's still winning. 61 votes now. Thank you. Very funny. Peter Cook today. ChargeFox Goulburn had all 3 stalls taken with another iPace waiting. Arrived right after me. Well, you know what? I think ChargeFox and the other charging companies need to step up their games too. Like 2 stalls is, 3 stalls. Okay, 3 stalls is still not enough. I think we need more of these regional centers. Arrived right after me, especially doing like we've got these Kias, Hyundais, iPace, Mercedes, Polestar, all coming out with EVs. We need like third-party chargers to step up their game, install more chargers for sure, especially along like busy corridors like Sydney to Melbourne, definitely. The moment I arrived in the finished the servo, I moved onto the supercharger. 4 out of 8 stalls used. Needs toilets and coffees. Yep, couldn't agree more. Yep, Greg, I totally agree with you. I think by June next year, there needs to be a lot more charging sites. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, that's 100%. How long until Australian superchargers are opened up to all? Good question, Paul. They are starting to open up in Europe, so don't know. Who hasn't liked this video yet? Come on, peeps, 100%. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Great use of emojis there. I love it. Peter V, our friends saw 2 full semis full of white Model 3s being delivered. Pricing and prestige is paying off. Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Thank you very much. Good call there. All right, guys. Well, that's almost it for tonight. We're reaching the hour mark, and that is it for me for the Kia EV6 coming to Australia pretty soon. As we saw in the Wheels magazine article, we've got 500 cars coming to Australia. The first batch will be I forgot the numbers, 150 or something very low, and each dealership is only going to be having 2 cars, one for the demonstrator model, one for sale. So I guess if you really want one, then you really should get in touch with your local Kia dealership, because they are selling the cars through Kia dealerships, not through a centralized network like the Ioniq 5. So I would certainly get in touch with them if you are really serious about getting a Kia EV6. They do look like decent cars, I gotta say, honestly. Obviously, I'm a big Tesla fan, but I'm really happy that more EVs are coming on the market. Doesn't matter what brand, I'm all for it. Always happy to review them. I got in touch with the Polestar PR person, so hopefully I can get the Polestar for you guys to review in the next couple of weeks or so. Fingers crossed. They are very busy at the moment showing it around the country, but I would love to test drive the Polestar and give you guys a rundown. What do you guys think of my week with series with the Ioniq 5s? I kind of like doing that, just one video with each topic, like the review, the charging, the handling, the freeway driving. So I'm probably going to do that from now on with all these new EVs coming on. So if you like that, yeah, let me know. I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah. And let's take some more comments before we finish up. Thanks for the effort as always. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for being a member and for commenting as always. Scott says, can't wait for you to test drive it, Tom. Yeah, I can't wait either, Scott, for the EV6 for sure. When's PR4 coming back? It's been a while. Feeling nostalgic? Yeah, I don't know. Have to check with the guys and girls. Hopefully soon. Alicia says, thanks, Tom. Thank you, Alicia. You're more than welcome. Dennis says, cheer all. Great chat as always. Indeed. Aaron Blair, 2 new conveniently superchargers opening near me next year. Woohoo! Where's that celebration emoji? Come on, I want to see it. Peter V. Okay, no luck with the dealer with heated rear seats yet. Yes, we were chasing it up. Thanks, Peter. Whether the current Tesla Model 3s will be given the heated rear seats. So thank you, Peter, for doing that. Scott, what will you cook with your V2L though? Yes, for Kia. So give me some ideas. What should I cook next with the Kia V2L if I could test drive it? Definitely. Greg, what about the Volvo XC40? Yep. I will try and get in touch with Volvo too. Maybe Polestar first, then that's my foot in the door with Volvo. Awesome showing other brands. Yes, always happy to do that. Thank you, Alicia. Great series with the Ioniq. Thank you. I enjoyed that myself, actually. Aussie Bjorn. I'm touched. He's a bit of a legend, but yeah, to be named in the same sentence or comment as him, thank you for that. Hey, I see some more emojis there. Thank you. Thank you, members. You guys are awesome. Yes, more of them, Tom. Yep, definitely. Thank you. All right, guys and girls, thank you for watching. Let's finish the poll. So we finished the poll. We asked the question tonight, which car would you rather have in your home? And we asked the question between the Tesla Model Y, the Kia EV6 or Hyundai Ioniq 5. 73% of you said Tesla Model Y. I think there was 67 votes. And 13% said Ioniq 5 and 13% said Kia EV6. So head to neck and neck with the Ioniq and EV6. That's great. And Model Y is still taking the cake there. Almost 3/4 of you wanting the Tesla Model Y. That's great. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. A bit wet here in Sydney, but hopefully it's dry where you are. But I guess rain is good. Let's put the end credits on. There we go. All right, guys and girls, thanks for joining tonight. Had a great discussion. Learned a lot from you as well. Hope you did learn something from me as well. Have a great week, and I'll see you at the next live stream. Might do another Tesla one, Tesla-related one. Thanks for joining us. And as always, happy charging.